Hey VC, what's going on? It's Sunday morning. Um, Absolutely gorgeous Sunday morning here in Omaha, Nebraska. I have just come in from mowing my lawn, front and back. Fantastic way to start the day. Um, I'm only slightly organized as far as what I want to talk about because just I'm number one. I feel very good, feel very thankful, and just a lot of life is sweet, you know. I mean, a lot of life is mad at the same time, but I'm just so thankful so much of life is sweet right now. And so I want to just start off by shouting out at a couple of folks. I want to thank you, Sun Dodger One, for posting your blossom toes. Um, yeah, I have not seen those reissues, and I'm not at the point where I'm ordering. And thank you, DJ Trish, for suggesting my store special order me. Yeah, they special order for me, but the thing is, um, I just I don't want to put them on the not at a special ordering because I've had good and bad luck locally with special orders. I'm gonna turn this down, but what I'm listening to is my burn of Fairfield Parlor. An original of this is extremely hard to find and very expensive. I haven't even seen the reissues though, so I have to make do with this burn. This is a record that would be a grail find for me, as well as these blossom toes. Yeah, I'm showing my burns again because I pulled them out again after you talked about them, Sundog Gary. Yeah, they. I would love to own copies of those records. I also want to shout out to Hui's music. Um, Young man, your enthusiasm for life is just infectious. Your your absolute genuine excitement about music, regardless of the genre, is also very wonderful, and I still relate to it. And I want to say this, because it's taken me most of my life to get to this point where I'm cool enough to be beyond cool. Don't worry about what you listen to, if it's cool or not, if it's commercial or not. If you love it, that's all that matters. You listen to music that I don't listen to, so what? So what? It's for you. That goes for everybody. I slag off music I don't like, but don't just really understand. I'm just talking about me. Enjoy your music. I also want to shout out to someone I don't really know, but I've watched a couple of his videos, your videos, if you happen to watch. And again, I can just tell something about your character. I'm not a fortune teller, folks. I am. I do have not only a lot of experience, but I have a certain amount of skill in assessing people, in looking at people and seeing what's there. You can say I'm judging you in a way I am, but what I'm saying is I get, unlike some people meet people and they don't get any impressions. I get impressions strong about people immediately. They don't always turn out right, mostly they do. So the person I want to shout out and say I think you're cool is Citizen Toxie 69. I believe you're a Mexican. You were talking about Caifanes. Is that how you say it? I haven't dug it up on the computer, but I have one of their records on download. I'm going to listen to it again at your urging. But there's something about the way you talk and the way when I see you speak, it's like this guy's okay. I want to talk just for a minute. This has been a really nice weekend. Um, what I went out yesterday, I'll talk about it in two parts because the first part of the day was interesting. I went out for my walk, and then I went to get something to eat. And while eating, I encountered just life. But what I saw prompted me to think, the level of civility in America really is lower now. People are more at wits' end. You're seeing more public displays of behavior that uh, 20 years ago, we wouldn't see her, it would be less acceptable. For example, I went to my favorite Chinese buffet. For a minute, I was going to eat there. I get there and there's a family there, a young family, and the kids are out of control. You know what I'm saying? It's loud. There's one baby screaming. The two little boys have made a mess. They're very loud. It was so bad that the lady that waited on me, who owns the restaurant, actually, I think it's my face. She's never talked to me like this before, but she just started to just kind of let go at how bad of a day she was having, and how some customers had walked out on her earlier after not realizing what kind of place it was, and then she looked over at the family who were just out of control to be in public, and I related to her, I feel blessed that somehow that's part of who I am, that people are comforted by my presence. It happens all the time, so I'm not making it up, It's not an ego thing. It's a life thing. It happens constantly. Then when I'm leaving, it's next to a hardware store, and it's it's an older white woman with her daughter who's probably in her 20s, maybe her 30s, and something didn't go right in the store. But this young woman is just having a fit. She's screaming and cursing the store like no one's around, like she's in a room at home, and the mother is trying to deal with it, but I'm observing this and I can see, well, pretty obvious she learned this behavior from you, from the mom. And I'm not dissing these people, I'm commenting, okay, on what I see. And the comment is that I see personally evidence of the decline of America more all the time. It's always been going on, but things are not the same, people, So they're not, things are in decline. Life is more desperate for a lot of people. Civility is compromised, unfortunately. Just a comment. On the flip side, I went to a wedding reception last night for a fellow who has worked for Saddle Creek Records and done a lot of production work in film. His name is Rob Walters, and he married a longtime girl, Andrea. And it was a great reception because it was, because of what Rob does. It was a big musician fest. I didn't stay the whole night because that's just my nature, people start to get drunk and I'm out of there. But while I was there, it was really neat to congratulate Rob. I've worked with Rob. Some things that Rob has done is he's done video work for Bright Eyes, Tilly in the Wall, Cursive, many of the Saddle Creek stable. There's a DVD out commercially about the band CSS, I think it's from Brazil, and and Tilly in the Wall. They shared a tour together. That's Rob's film. But anyway, the reception was awesome. A lot of musicians and industry people there. I guess what I'm wanting to comment on is it is interesting how people's perceptions of you are in flux. They change. I've always been respected, but I noticed a difference last night. Now I'm seen as successful, and it really showed. I mean, I just went with my usual role, which is I'm just going to go and say hi and just kind of hang on the fringes. I couldn't do that. Everywhere I went, a crowd gathered. I'm not making this up. It's Rob's reception, but the whole time I was there, it was like I was a magnet, and people wanted. There was a lot of congratulating and high-fiving, and people wanting to know, about my record, about playing with Rick Agnew, being inspired by my recent retiring, even though it's no guarantee. I was really, really, really chuffed at how many people were expressing encouragement and inspiration from my recent actions. It was really nice. It was also interesting to find that people are coming over to me where I used to come over to them, like members of Bright Eyes, members of the Faint, the the president of Saddle Creek Records. All these are some of the people that made sure to come over and hang out with me for a while, ask about what I'm doing, and talk and just kind of be in my graces. And it really felt good. I like that. I can lie about it. Matter of fact, it's one of the things about watching as a child the Beatles and the phenomenon of the Beatles, the Screaming Girls. I was intrigued by that. It wasn't so much that I wanted to be famous for the money or for false gratification, but I wanted to experience that level of being the center of attention. I haven't experienced it anything like the Beatles, obviously. I don't think I would, but I have experienced that even before now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still experiencing it, and for the most part, there's a part of it that I thought was there that I like. It's kind of cool. It's also creepy too. But I just really noticed how. I was offered a couple jobs last night. I turned them down. That's another thing about. I'm pretty sure I'm saying this accurately. That when people see you as a success, then they want a part of it. It's not that I don't need the money. It's that I want the freedom. I'm really enjoying this freedom. I was offered a position to become second CEO of a startup company that wants to offer drop-in services for the mentally ill and for vets. I may end up doing some volunteer work with them, but I don't want that responsibility. I mean, they even talked to me about money. I mean, it's more money than I ever made as professionally. But see, the thing is, my eyes are open. They would offer me all that money, but I would sacrifice my free time. I would have to become a slave to that position. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm glad to say that right now. I can make it right now. Little things keep happening that let me know that don't worry about the future. The future is fucked for everybody. So just enjoy the moment. Be pragmatic and practical and do what you can, but enjoy the moment. And that's what I'm doing. It also reminds me to shout out again to Zeke the Geek, Zach. Man, I'd like to get out to Denver and go junking with you, man. You're finding some amazing records. It's almost dry here in Omaha. When I find cool stuff, I jump for joy because stuff is so picked over, and it's like when good stuff comes out, it's like finally someone is letting loose. You know what I'm saying? There's good stuff here in Omaha, but it's well picked over. Wish I could come out to Denver just to shop. I think. One more. This is sitting. I listened to this all the way through. I was talking about this. Andrew Lay, magician. He was in Blossom Toes. Seriously, if anybody has a vinyl copy of this, show it. I've never seen another vinyl copy except mine in someone's hands. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see if it's been reissued. Sun Dodger was talking about the fact that he saw me with my burned CDs, and I got a bunch, and I'm like I had showed a box. Like this is A through E. This also ties in with a comment I made to Jen, music. She said she was impressed that I had blaked all my records already. I had all my records blaked months ago. I'm obsessive compulsive. When I start something, I can't stop. Here's my F through L's. These are all CDs that I burned and made covers for. Here's another box. This is M through R. And then I got another box here, which ends it. And this is the end of them, up to Z. So I'm a music nerd, and I can keep myself entertained for days and weeks doing shit like this, rather than going out and chasing somebody's tail and causing some trouble. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying that a lot of times that's what a lot of that behavior Desire is the cause of all suffering. It truly is. I learned that from Buddhism, and it is the truth. Desire is the cause of all suffering. I don't have to have that sweet piece of meat just because I saw it. I'll come home and play some records. What does all that mean? I think some of you know what it means. I'm talking about the human dilemma, okay? So what is in some of these boxes? I'm just going to, again, right quick, just pull some and show. Here in the M's, the first thing that popped up, because I've shown these before, made in Sweden. Mad River. Madura. I have this on vinyl, but I don't know. I just felt like making the CD. Madura. This is cool. This is Magical Power Mako. Apparently, he actually put an album out that just has the Polydor label, Japanese. This is Magic Mixture. These are records I'd love to find. A lot of old ones. Mahagon. Where are these guys from? Can't tell. I'm also showing these because these are, for me, where I live, kind of rare. I'd love to show your records. This is something more recent. Nicholas Mackelberg, South America EP. This is really good, but I've never seen the record. So I went ahead and made it. This is extremely collectible. I've never seen a copy, and it goes for mad money. It's a really decent record. I'd love to find a copy. Will Malone. Anybody have this? Please show it. Even a reissue. This has some real good songs on it. Will Malone. He was in one of those bands. One of those English psych freak beat bands. Manar. Mandrake Memorial. See, I even have this from when I didn't have a copy. I burned the Manige, Ninevelle. Thank you again, Gilbert, for sending that to me. Here's I think these guys are Mexican or Spanish. Maquina. Why? And then I'd love to get some more of these. I've only got one of his albums for real, but Albert Marcoeur. This guy is killer. Excellent shit. Used to have a copy of this. I was a fool to sell it. You never see it now. Arena by Marsupilami. Makes me think of Mr. Fart Boy, 79. What's going on, Tony? I just dig you, Tony. You know, he's the Neil Young freak of America. In watching my videos, I came across some old videos where I had taped Neil Young Unplugged and some other live shows that were on TV. I don't even know what they were from, but when I see Neil Young, I think of you. Machine Number 9. This is a German record I'd love to find. Music Concrete. Master's Apprentices. Here's something I'd never seen that's more recent, but I really like this band. Maudlin of the Well. So I'm just in the M's. Two more, and then Morini Wishful. Ooh, this is cool. Anybody have this? A reissue? Please show it, people. Show me these records. I used to have this like a fool. Damn it. Maxophone. This goes for mad money now. I sold it when I sold it because I could get money for it. McChurch Sound Room Delusion. Again, something on pills. I'd love to find this. So I can just go on and on and on. Let me go over here and see what I got right quick. Well, here at the end of the, these are some records I'd love to find. Hiro Yanagita from Japan. Ooh, I'd love to find this on vinyl. Really, really cool. Here's another one of his albums called Milk Time. Hiro Yanagita. Excellent keyboardist. He was with one of those bands Taj Mahal Travelers, one of those bands. Yatha Sidra. This is something I'd love to find on vinyl. I think this is a krautrock masterpiece, a meditation mass. Yatha Sidra. Ewis. I think these guys are from Switzerland. Really good jazz rock. Okay. So I burn these because it's like so many of these records, it's like I'll probably never see them. Oh, like this one. Does anyone have a copy of this? I mean, well, he's not a part of the VC, and he never really posted his face, but Dr. Progenstein, he hasn't been posting for a long time, but he probably has this. He has some amazing records. Still Life. This is on Vertigo. Look at that cover. God, I'd love to find a copy of this. And it's a good record. So, Dr. Progenstein, if you happen to be watching, hey, man. Sandros. I think Big Star 1000 has that on vinyl. Sahara Sunrise. I used to have this. And Send in the Clowns by Sahara. Great records. Saint Just. Man, I'd like to find this. Italian. And then this one. What is this? Salmon, When the Dust Settles. Man, I'd love to have all these records for real. Just to have them, you know. Just to sit around and look at them, you know. This, Scapa Flow. Would love to find a copy of that. Oh, here's that one of those bands I was talking about that became Seventh Wave. Secondhand. Extremely collectible. I saw a copy of it once in Japan. Secret Oyster. I recently found one of their albums on vinyl. Chuffed as hell to find it. Okay, where are we at? Here's a burn of the other Shylock album that I'd like to find. This is their first album. Would love to find a copy of it. This is kind of fun, really. Skin Alley. Jeff Recordman found some of the records. I like the covers more than the albums, the music. Really don't like Skin Alley. I like the covers. I would buy these at a decent price just for the covers. Don't like the music. It's too R&B. Aren't those some cool fucking covers? Skip Bifferty. This is a band that I think of when I think of Blossom Toes for some reason. Man, I could do this all day. Synopsis. Once again, you guys got these records. Get up off of them. Show them to me, please. Ooh, this one is so weird. I love this album. This is called Zvanfridor. Zvanfridor? What's Hidden There? Somebody tell me they know this record and tell me about it. Look at that cover. These are some Grail records for me. All these. I'd love to find any and all of these. Bob Smith, The Visit. This starts off really good. It doesn't stay good, but it starts off incredible. Really good. You know, the way it starts, it's like, oh my God, what have I found? And it doesn't last. Shit, I can't stop. What have I got here? Splash. Where are these guys from? That's something else. When I remember, I would write it on the record. I didn't write it on that, damn it. Where the band is from. Because that's of interest to me. And I have 3 Splash records. Because they're really good. This is real good. I'd love to find. There's one. There's another one. And here's the third one. Splash. I'm not the only person that knows about these bands. Somebody show this shit. Here's another one that I foolishly sold. Spring. Another minor prog Must hear. Okay, must hear that. Another one, Outlander by Mark Steve. Is it Mark or Mike Stevens? I don't want to stop. This is too much fun. Saint Helena, Hello Friend. Okay, let me go to one more letter. One more letter and I'll stop, because this is fun. I have some Rupert Hine, but not this one. Pick Up a Bone. Love that cover. And this one too. It's called Unfinished Picture by Rupert Hine. It's a great cover. This is cool. This is Dagmar Krause, way before she joined Henry Cow, ID Company. This is pretty cool. Another one that I'd love to find on the RCA Neon label, Indian Summer. I have some things I don't even understand quite. Ikmuks. Do I know where this is from? Yeah, things that are really obscure and just like, what is it? Spanish. This is from Spain. Ikmuks. You know, I mean, I see things like this and it's like, I just want to know, what does this sound like? You know what I mean? Oh, here's one that I'd love to find. French, Illusion de Kuiper. Sweet. God, this is good. So once again, folks, if you guys are holding on to some of these cool-ass records, Iceberg. Yep, both of these are icebergs. Let me see them. Be well, everyone.